Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And if you're new to my channel, I'm sorry about this if you found me. My videos are not like other people's videos. I basically turn on the camera, let it roll, and turn it off when I'm done with my activation. So there's not any editing of content in my videos. So it may not be to everyone's taste, and that's perfectly fine. There are tons of other ham radio YouTube channels out there. This is just kind of the way I do it because I want to show people what it's like to do a real park or summit activation, and kind of what it's really like. And it'll give you an opportunity to practice CW, especially today because I'll be doing CW today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This channel may be able to, it may be a nice cure for insomnia if you're having insomnia right now. Anyway, today I'm at Tuttle Educational State Forest. Without a doubt, I think this is the park I activate more than any other. It is just so conveniently located in my weekly travels, and I'm really just fortunate that Tuttle is so convenient because it's also, out of all the parks I've ever activated, I think it is the most POTA friendly out there. As I've said before, there are just loads of places to set up, tons of trees, some of them very old growth out in their forest. There's openings for putting larger antennas if you need to put them out in the opening. There are areas like this with really tall trees, lots of picnic tables. It's rarely busy here when I'm here. It is an educational state forest, which is not quite like a regular state park here in North Carolina. These are intended to help people, help kids and teachers and educators and schools teach a little bit about forestry and just being a good steward of the environment and that sort of thing. So they cater to schools and educators, and so that means they're open during the day, during weekdays, and sometimes not even some weekend days. So you need to check the hours before you come out. I usually come out in the latter part of the afternoon. That's usually after all the school groups have left, and so I pretty much have the place to myself when I come out here. They also have a really nice hiking trail network. I won't be able to hit that today. This is going to be a fairly quick activation. And actually, this brings up another point. Just recently, I got a couple of questions from people asking why I do such short activations. If you look out there in the POTA message boards and stuff, you'll see activators that, I mean, really stay out a long time, like 3-4 hours, sometimes a whole afternoon or morning they'll spend at a site activating, and they'll just like accumulate 200 or more contacts in that time. I would do that if I could, honestly. POTA requires that you have 10 valid logged contacts in order for it to be a valid activation, and I always get that when I go out. It's not very hard to do these days. In the early days of POTA, it was much tougher to do. There were less hunters out there. But the truth is, the reason I don't do longer activations is I just don't have the time. I have a very, very active family life, and POTA is kind of not even secondary, but like tertiary to all the other stuff I do, as much as I love it. I always call it my radio therapy because it kind of is. It's just being outdoors and playing radio. There's just nothing better for me. I love it. Very therapeutic. And, but, you know, my family comes first and stuff. And so my activations have to fit into a very short window usually. And it's usually about 1 hour or something. Occasionally I'm able to do longer than that, longer activations. If I'm camping at a park, like I was doing this past weekend during the soda camp out, I usually have a little bit more time to play radio and not worry too much about it being in the way of other things I'm doing. Today, I really need to be in and out of here, probably no more than about 30 minutes on the air. Because I've got an errand to run immediately after here. In fact, the reason I'm here today is I'm stopping by to visit a friend who only is about his business is only about 8 minutes from here. So I can pop by there really quickly and see him after this. It's just too close to a park not to activate today. But I need to be back at my home in town by 5 o'clock to pick up the mail. I've got some parcels that were delivered today and I need to pick them up before they close. So we kind of make this quick. But other really cool thing is I've got a cool radio with me. I've got the Penntek TR-45L, or light. you've probably seen other videos by now that I've posted, including my overview of it that I did the day that it was released, basically. And I love this radio. Why do I like it so much? Well, it's actually become one of my favorite CW radios. Besides the general aesthetic, if you like the aesthetic of this radio, this kind of like, I call it Apollo-esque look, because it looks like all the, the mechanical switches and all the different knobs and controls and things are on here, and dials, the analog dial, it all just kind of makes it look like Apollo era, which I love personally. But if you like the look, you're going to love the performance, because it actually is a really, really good performer. And that's the reason I like it so much. That, and it is one of the few field radios I own that I consider to be truly a shack in a box. And what do I mean by a shack in a box? Well, that term is bandied about quite a bit in the ham radio world. It means different things. Some people, when they say shack in a box, in fact, manufacturers, they're referring to the fact that the radio can cover all of HF, VHF, UHF, and sometimes a little higher. There are radios that are really wide band like that, and they'll call it shack in a box, meaning that it's like having more than one radio. You don't need a separate VHF radio and an HF radio. It's like all in one. By me, when I say shack in a box, by my standards, it means that literally you have an entire shack in one box, and that's exactly what the TR-45L is. You have the radio. You also have an internal battery option and an internal ATU option. The ATU option, if you look on the back here, you'll see the ATU. The ATU is a Z-match tuner, so it's a very kind of old school way of tuning, and it's very effective. I don't think we'll be using it today because I'm using a 20-meter in-fed half-wave, this one by PackTenna. It's what was in my bag. I thought I had their 9-to-1 with me, but I had the in-fed half-wave. So that's what we'll be using today. And I've just got it running with probably a 10-foot piece of RG316 going into a little common mode choke here made by Tufton. I'll have links to all of these details and gear. All of that will be in my QRP article that accompanies this video. And so look down in the description below and you'll see a link to it. I'll also try to post it up here so you can click on it and get all the details. But I don't really have to have a common mode choke, but I'll put it on there just to make it work a little bit more effectively, even to use the shield of the braid as the counterpoise for this antenna. So I'm going to have that, the tuner is disengaged and it's set to the BNC or coax instead of the balanced input here, the posts here. So yeah, but basically this is like a little shack in a box. It literally has everything I need in it to hop on the air. And I like that because as a field operator, it's kind of cool to just take one device to the field and it really does kind of do everything. I don't have to carry separate batteries, separate ATU, any of that stuff. It just works as is, and I kind of love that. So, without any further ado here, I really do need to hop on the air and get this activation going, and of course the sunlight comes right through. So I'm doing this, hopefully it's not blinding you here on the video. Let's see, let me just get this situated. As I always say, other YouTubers, real YouTubers, I'm not really a YouTuber, would have already done this. Okay, I got to spot myself too. Give me just a second here. Let's see, let me pull this up. Okay, I've got my spots here. Also, I need to get my glasses, turn on the radio, make sure that we're on 20 meters. There we go. Let's see. And well, I'm hearing some 20-meter activity. That's good. Let me see, that's actually somebody right now on the air. They're pretty faint. Oh, whoops. I don't have it on paddle setting. I don't have it on. Okay, now let's actually find our own frequency here. I think you said it was at K4755. There we go. That's really promising that we're hearing good signals right now. Let's see if there's anybody on 58. I can tell I've got a good match. By the way, this is using SWR right now. Now this is power output. This is a 5-watt radio, but I think you may get a slightly more than 5 watts out of it on a really nice resonant antenna. Okay, let's see. I need to spot myself now. Okay, here we go. That was nice to get a park to park. That was really good. Okay, let's see. Add a spot. Frequency is 14058. 14058. Park reference is K-4861. Comments CW. I always put that in. Then that way it labels it as CW automatically. May do that anyway for all I know, but let's see if it took it. Yeah, it took it. Great. So I'll use the memory keyer. You know what? I'm going to slow the speed down a little bit too. Oh, AU. By the way, I slowed down so that I decided I really want to have a little bit slower CW for some people who are learning CW. Let's see. People are misinterpreting that as like 1W. Someone's already given. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention. Okay. Okay. That was just because there were multiple people. I was having a hard time concentrating on that for some reason. Ah, okay. I was hearing an A in there. I've already made a mess of my logs. Okay, yeah, that's what I was checking, to see if you actually had a K in there. Well, I would definitely call this a successful activation. It's just plowing through. I don't want to jinx it. 519. That is in Washington, though. Not bad. Okay. Oh, I got him. I heard him that time. You may have noticed I'm using a single lever paddle today. I like these. A really kind reader sent these to me. You know, I was distracted. Okay. I was distracted. I didn't hear if he was asking me something. I was looking at something behind me. It's A, B, F. Oh, that's what I got. I forgot to live log on my... Okay. Taking some photos while I can. Such a photogenic radio. Oh, I was hoping that would be the end of it because I need to go. Okay. Lots of PA today. Okay, I hear somebody calling. I'm gonna call QRT. I'm gonna turn it off before anybody can call me back because I actually need to hurry. I really need to hurry now and get out of here. If I'd have thought about it, I'd just put the extra line down here and not use up this page, but you know, that's okay. I get these books because I like keeping paper logs. I really do, because I like going back and looking at them, and I find them an invaluable reference, and they're not going to get lost digitally, right? In fact, I usually take a photo of this, so I've got these on photograph, and you know, normally, actually what I plan to do is use hammers as well. I set up a hammers instance so I could log, and I just completely forgot. And by the time I was down here and realized it was just too late. So I'll go use the new POTA manual entry form to do these, and it shouldn't take me too long. How many did I get here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Nice, 21. That won't take me too long to enter. And I got everything from Washington State in 7CCD, thank you as always, and also into La France, France, F4HZR. Really nice. So that was not too bad with 5 watts and a 20 meter end-fed half wave. If I do say so myself. In fact, this was a really successful little activation. I imagine if I would have kept calling CQ, I'd have filled up this page after another 20, 25 minutes or something. It was thinning out a little bit, but people are coming home from work now and stuff. But speaking of which, I have got to get going, so I'm going to keep this little outro pretty short here for my terms. But I love this radio. It's so much fun to use. Anytime I get to take the TR-45L out, it's a good day. Now, this is a prototype. This is not the unit that's shipping right now. In fact, this is, what, October 20th today, and I have heard from people who are just now starting to receive their radios. And so by the time this video's out, will probably be sometime into November, well into November. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with the TR-45L. It's just such a pleasure to operate and play radio, and quick to deploy, frankly. It took me no time at all to set all this up. Very, very quick. And so I need to pack it up quickly. Thank you so much for joining me today. And my whole deal with this video is, and with the videos I do, is I really feel like you're sitting here with me at this activation and just experiencing it like I'm experiencing it. I turned the speed down to about 17 words a minute, which really to my ear sounds like 18 words a minute on this radio. Because I do want to do some at a little slower speed for some people. I just watched a video from a fellow, he did a great first CW activation video, and I'm really sorry, I can't remember his call sign right now, but he was noting that, you know, a lot of channels that do CW don't slow down for people who are learning, and I don't mind doing that. In fact, I'm going to probably every once in a while just kind of slow things down to maybe even 15 words a minute and do a whole activation that way. Just for the fun of it. And I may also I want to use a straight key sometime, and I want to use a sideswiper or a cootie. I want to try that. I'll have to really practice with the sideswiper before I do that. I'll probably batch that up pretty well, but hey, that's what it's all about. All of my outtakes are a part of my intakes here on these videos, since I don't edit anything out. Wow, it's getting noisy here. Okay, so I'm going to pack up. As I always say, go out there and have fun with your radio. Indoors, outdoors, just play radio. Don't let your radio sit on a shelf. Hop out there and do some hunting, some chasing of summits, parks, islands, DX, whatever you can. If you can head outdoors, go activate a summit or a park or just anything near you, lighthouses, whatever. Get out there. I promise you there's just nothing better than playing radio outdoors, and especially for people who live in neighborhoods with a lot of RFI and stuff, it's a wonderful way to actually experience all of the capabilities of your radio, because it's not coping with RFI and all that noise that just deafens most modern radios. You'll be able to see what your radio can actually do by taking it out in the field. Anyway, take care. Take care of each other. Be kind to one another. And try to help your fellow ham radio operator if they need a little help. Maybe help somebody get on the air. And until next time, take care in 7 3s.